Yeah, so
Damien, greetings from cold, wet Scotland. It's actually flooding in Scotland. We just wanted to say kia ora and understand that you're moving off to new opportunities. And Rob's invited me to share a few things, so I'll do that today. I remember meeting you when I went to a Easter camp and I was helping Luke out. And I remember this little Barnard that was just running around on the sports field and giving it 110% and just really getting into it. And then right at the end of Easter camp, the guys and girls were taking down their own tents and the guys had finished, and some of them were sort of sitting around laughing and going, oh, the girls are still taking their tents down, that's so useless. But when Damo saw what was happening, he just went straight over to the girls, helped them take their tents down, put his head down, did the work. And I remember thinking, wow, this guy's quite awesome. And when I came over to New Zealand and took the youth pastor role, I remember sitting in McDonald's with Gav, and he said there's this guy, Damien Clark, who's a youth worker. I think he could be a real asset to your ministry. And I remember going upstairs to the youth work area at Central and meeting you, Damo, and remembering. I mean, I don't know why I remembered you from all those years before, and thinking, wow, I'm really blessed to have this guy as a right hand man. So I thought I'd just share a few stories, things that I remember from my time as youth pastor and having you as my right hand man. The first was Praxis, when you graduated from your course. It was such an honour to go down and watch you and Becky in Wellington. And it was really exciting for me to watch people graduate and do well academically. So that was awesome. 24/7. I mean, you were the beating heart and soul of 24/7. I would go around to the schools and meet random kids that they'd talk about. Oh, bro, do you know Damo? Yeah, no. I talked with Al Kirk and went to some of the other 24/7 things, and they talked about this Richie McCaw type figure, and it was you, Damon. Yeah, just such an awesome job that you did there, and I could tell that was a big part of what your heart was. And I remember Jay came to me in 2013 and said we're looking for a regional coordinator for Northland, and sort of saying, yeah, we'd look at you doing it, and I thought about it and prayed about it, and I was so happy when you took up the role, and you just did so well in that role, and you were able to get all of the youth workers from more experienced youth workers to younger youth workers. You got them all together, and one of the joys of being a youth pastor is that people question every little thing you do. And quite a few people would say, well, why do you go off and do all this youth work stuff and 24/7? Not really your role, and shouldn't you be doing this, that, and the other in the church? And first of all, they didn't realise that I was mentoring you. I was kind of helping and guiding you and watching you learn to lead and learn to grow, and being one of the youngest regional coordinators in New Zealand, and how you tackled that role. And secondly, it was just inspiring what 24/7 was doing and what youth work was doing in New Zealand, and especially in our community in Whangarei boys and Whangarei girls. It was just awesome to watch. Another thing that I remember, and you'll know well, is us just sitting around and in the youth work area, just coming up with dreams and coming up with goals and grand plans and ambitions, and just throwing a ball around and talking about things. We came up with some lemons, especially myself, came up with some shocking ideas, but one of the better ones that you came up with was the sports day. And you took that on, and you came up with a vision and a plan to play basketball, have a basketball comp. I was impressed with the way that you managed to get the kids on board, the teachers on board, principal on board, everyone on board. And I remember coming and watching one lunchtime, and pretty much the whole school was there watching a game of basketball, engaged with 24/7 youth work. And it was just awesome to watch. I remember one day being in another blessed meeting and saying to Dee, what's happening with that Z Energy video promo thing? Do you want to just give Damo a follow up and see what's happening? And a few hours later, I remember seeing your Facebook update, and it was a mild panic. What's happening here? And you just got into that with your typical Damo energy, and got the blackboard out, came up with a plan, and got people on board, and sort of moved things towards the day when the video was taken. That whole process and the end product of video was just awesome to watch, and it really showcased our community. It showcased 24/7, and it showcased city youth, things that are really dear to your heart, and well done for that. And I think one thing that showed me was your level of professionalism. I think only Sophia will know how much you work and how hard you work and how much effort and energy you put in almost 24/7 into whatever you do, and especially into youth ministry and the stuff that you do. So well done for that. I think it's an awesome quality. My dad is really onto me about working hard, and he's drilled that into us done. So Protestant work ethic and work hard, and I hope you'll take that with you into your next role. It was a real privilege for me to watch you develop. As I was thinking about this, and during my quiet time, I was listening to 660, and I was listening to a 660 song, and it's called Forever. And what you're doing, Dave, and what you've done in the past with youth ministry is forever. It's going to go on for eternity. I'm doing some study at the moment and some research into the meaning of life. And what really strikes me about the naturalist position is that they come up with these clever philosophies, and the meaning of life is this, that, and the other, but it ends at death. And I think that it's a bit sad in many ways, and it's limited, and it doesn't transcend anything. But the beauty of the good news of Jesus and the resurrection is that we will live forever, and we have the hope for eternal life. And what you're doing, I mean, you could be an executive at Xero, you could be doing 101 other things, but you've devoted these last few years to your community, you've devoted it to 24/7, you've devoted it to city youth, and that is going to pay dividends forever. And you've spoken into the lives of thousands and thousands of young people in Whangarei and in New Zealand. I remember going to a extend event and praying with a young teenager, and afterwards talking with them, and I said, I'm a youth, you want to know what the youth pastor of Whangarei? Oh, do you know Damien? A few years ago he did this. So this is someone from New Plymouth, so your impact has been immense over the whole of New Zealand, and especially in our community. I just wanted to encourage you with the idea that what you're doing is forever. It really is. It's going to keep on going, and keep on going into the future. One other thing I wanted to talk about was just the way that you've risen up. Part of that 660 song that I was listening to in my devotion was about rising up. And when I first met you as a youth pastor, I talked with Brian Crump, DK, about you, and we sort of compared notes, and I came up with a mentoring plan and things that I wanted you to improve, work on, and areas that I thought you might be able to do well in. And in every single one of those areas, you just really developed over the few years that I had the privilege of knowing you. And if I look at you from where you were to where you are now, and married man, going off and doing your own things, and it's really awesome to see. I'd also like to acknowledge the input of your mum, Jackie. I don't know where you would be without her, and especially me too. She was just such an awesome person, and supportive, and spoke a lot of wisdom into your life. And also your brother, Adam, too, really good business head, and we're really appreciative of him for all he did with the trust. And that's another area I'd like to acknowledge, is the Whangarei Youth Community Trust. It's been such an important part of your journey, and the relationship with yourself and the trust was, I think, was mutually beneficial and really, really successful. And so just like to acknowledge that. thought about when I left, and this is my last thought for you, Damien, is it's just how you feel. And I know we're very similar people, and we give it everything, and we're passionate about what we do. I didn't want to leave Central, and I didn't want to leave my role. And you probably remember I came up with the grand plan of having a long distance marriage. I thought it was a great idea. I thought it would work, and God had all these plans. And after the start of my ministry, it was just really going great guns, and we had all these exciting plans, and we wanted to get a new leadership team, and doing this and that and the other, and it was so exciting, and God was really in it. And the thought of giving that over to an Australian was it was hard, and it really didn't sit well with me. And what I've learned through the whole process is that God is bigger than us. God has got even better ideas and visions than what we could come up with. And what's happened in my case is that the ministry's gone on. I've gone on to other areas, and I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen with you. And yeah, that's my encouragement to you, is that our God is greater. He's got plans for where you're going to go now, and also the legacy that you've left there in Whangarei, at the school, and it's huge, and they're big shoes to fill. But God's got plans for it, and God's going to use it, and it's going to keep growing and keep going on. And what's also very exciting is the area that you're going into, and mentoring. And when I look at the rising up of Damien Clark, mentoring being such an important role, and being able to be a mentor for just a little while in your journey, and now seeing you going on, and you're going to be leading, and you're going to be mentoring. It's just really awesome, and such a blessing for me to be able to see that, and to be able to see how God has worked in all of that, and yeah, how this amazing young man has just risen up. Yeah, so that's it. I miss being in Northland. I miss you, bro. I miss you heaps. We were saving $100 a month for Japan in 2019. So yeah, keep saving for that. As that might be the only realistic time that we're back in New Zealand. And it'd be awesome to go and watch the mighty All Blacks win a third World Cup. So that's it, bro. Good luck with where you go, and we miss you heaps. You're in our thoughts and prayers, and good luck in the future.